This is a video on the Prism and Pyramid worksheet that you had for your first homework assignment. And I'm going to explain 11 and 12 to you guys, where you're given a description of a square pyramid. So let's go ahead and sketch the square pyramid first. So what I do is I sketch the square at a slant, put a dot on top to indicate that that's my vertex of the pyramid, sketch the front side to look like the triangle that you can actually see, and then the back side right there. So let's clean that up a little bit. Okay, so the base edge is equal to 9, and so when they describe that, the base edge is that square. The height is when you drop a perpendicular from the vertex down to the center, that value right there is 6. Okay, so in order to find the lateral area of a pyramid, which is the area of all the triangle lateral faces, the formula is 1/2 perimeter times L. So we have the perimeter of a square is 9 times 4, which is 36. And then we need the slant height. Well, the slant height is different from the altitude. So what we do is I'll go ahead and show you guys where the slant height is. This is the slant height. Okay, so we have to calculate what that slant height is equal to. So what I do is I'm going to go ahead and sketch that slant height right here in green, and then we have in pink the altitude, which was given to us as 6. This base edge at the bottom in blue is half of the length of 9 that you see here. So this is 4.5. A right triangles always form. So what we can do from there is find the area of find the length of our slant height by using Pythagorean theorem. So 6 squared plus 4.5 squared is equal to L squared. L squared is equal to 56.25. L is equal to 7.5. So from here, L is 7.5. I can plug 7.5 into my slant height, and then I get, for my solution, I get half of 36, and then times that by 7.5 to get 135 is the lateral area. Now the total area for a pyramid is different from that of a prism because it is still lateral area, but this time you don't have two bases, you just have a single base. So the lateral area is 135 plus the area of a base, which you have, the base is a square. So 9 times 9, or side squared. And so from that, you get that your total area is equal to 216. So 216 here, 135 here. Your volume is equal to 1/3 base times height. So our base we said was 81. Our height is 6. So our total volume is 162. Okay, lastly we have 12. Still a square pyramid. So go ahead and practice sketching your square, putting a vertex on top and connecting the front two that you see, and then the third vertex on the back. Okay, and this time you guys are given that the height is equal to 15, so straight down the vertex to the center, that value is 15. And the slant height, which I'll keep as green, is equal to 25. Okay, and then lastly, now we need to know what our base value is. So I'm gonna go ahead and redraw this out, the triangle. This is my slant height is 25. My height is equal to 15. And the question is, how do I find the length of half of my base? Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and call that X. If we recognize now that this is a right triangle, we're gonna use Pythagorean theorem. X squared plus 15 squared equals 25 squared. If you square 15, square 25, and subtract 15 squared on both sides, we get x squared equals 400. So therefore, x is 20 when we take the square root of both sides. So from there, when I'm calculating lateral area, I have the formula is 1/2 perimeter times lateral area. So 1/2, well, if the length of x is equal to 20, then my base value is double that, which is 40. So if I have 40 as one of the sides of the of my base, and I'm finding the perimeter of that, it's 40 times 4, which therefore gives me 160, and the slant height is 25. So altogether that is 2,000. Now for my total area, I have my lateral area plus my base, so it's 2,000 plus the area of the base of the pyramid, which is a square. 40 times 40 is 1,600. 3,600 is how I would calculate the total area. And finally, volume is a third times the area of the base times height. We calculated the area of the base to be 1,600, 40 times 40. And then the height is in pink, 15. That's the altitude. That gives me a volume of 8,000.